The only question we're going to answer is, what does your name mean? Piscine, let's do it. Martel opens chapter 3 with Pi saying, I was named after a swimming pool. Quite peculiar considering my parents never took to water. The first thing is Piscine's name is linked to water, and that's handy for a character that's going to spend 227 days at sea. Does this link to water help him survive? Well, his parents who never took to water did not survive. Let's take a closer look at the connotations of water. Apart from the glass being half empty or half full, water is associated with life. Without it, we don't survive. Water is also associated with hygiene or physical cleansing. It's a necessity to stay clean. And from physical cleansing, it's just a small step to spiritual cleansing, commonly known as baptism. And then he nearly drowned you, claimed Mother. I remained faithful to my aquatic guru. Martel uses religious language, faithful and guru, because the drowning of Pi is a symbolic baptism by Mamaji, just like the ones John the Baptist performed on his disciples in the River Jordan. Water is not only associated with life, but with death and destruction. Almost every culture has a flood myth which tells of the destruction of mankind, so from the get-go, Martel associates his character with life, cleansing, baptism, death and destruction. In fact, the cycle of life, or transformation as it is sometimes called, as water transforms from ice to water vapour easily. However, Martel hasn't named his protagonist after water in general, but a swimming pool. Let's take a close look at the etymology of swimming pool, or, as the French would have it, piscine. Piscine relates to fish, of or concerning fish. Well, that's cool for someone who's going to spend a lot of time eating them. And as we can see here, Piscine is derived from the Latin for fish, Pisces, which no doubt you're familiar with from the zodiac sign. However, fish also have religious significance. Wikipedia tells us the sign of the fish had the most sacred significance. It is claimed that Christians used it to recognize churches and other believers during a time they faced persecution in the Roman Empire. So once again, Martel is linking Piscine to religion. Let's go a little bit further. Piscine tells us in chapter 3 that it's not just named after any old pool, but the Piscine Molitor. Why this pool? Well, to begin with, it's an Olympic pool. And what's so special about that? An Olympic pool is built for competition. It's a microcosm of the struggle of life that Pi is going to have to get used to on the lifeboat. There are winners and there are losers. And to win or to survive, he'll need to embrace his inner tiger. The struggle of life, or the competition, however, is not condemned. Instead, it's linked to the divine. Nevertheless, an Olympic pool is an Olympic pool, touched by immortal glory. The competition isn't just a competition, it's a spiritual endeavour. Winning and losing is part of the divine cycle of life. Where's the Lion King when you need him? There he is, right on cue. If we explore Pi's surname, Patel, it translates to headman or village chief, possibly because they're a farmer or a landowner. And once again, Martel is at pains to choose a name that throws at contradictions. A landowner lost at sea. To survive, Pi is going to have to unite these inner contradictions. And finally, if his forenames Piscine Molitor are unique, his surname is as common as muck. This is a character that's both an individual and an everyman, common and unique, a landowner and a seafarer, a winner and a loser, from heaven and earth. Ultimately, he's you and me. So, I give you Piscine Molitor Patel and his fantastic name. And to Yann Martel, I take my hat off. That's one heck of a name you've given your protagonist. Good job. So, till next time, sailors, bon voyage.